Hi, today I've got a gorgeous DIY to share with you. This is a fun upcycle project. I'm using upcycled glass jars to create these beautiful vases. These are perfect for a mantle, for giving for Teacher Appreciation, Mother's Day. They look great as a tablescape, and all I'm using is paper napkins and Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge to pull this look together. Because it's Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge, you can fill these with water and use fresh flowers, but look how cute they are with silks. All right, this is Make It with Mod Podge. I'm Cathie and let's do this project. Grab your jars and make sure you remove the labels and clean them out really well. I'm going to use Full Cart Home Decor Chalk and Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge. Collect some of your favorite printed napkins. Those are just paper napkins. And I'm going to first start by painting the jar with some Full Cart Home Decor Chalk. I like using a spouncer brush or a sponge brush for this because it gives it a nice texture and you don't see paintbrush lines between the napkin and the jar. Once that's dry, you'll be ready to do your napkin decoupage, and I'm just wrapping the napkin around just for size. I am gonna trim my napkin down a little bit. If your napkin's too small, you can always piece it together. So go ahead and trim your napkin, and I'm using the Dishwasher Safe because I might wanna use real water and real flowers with this. I did a nice even coat on the jar, and now I am misting my napkin with a little bit of water, and that's gonna help with wrinkles. I'm just placing my napkin directly onto the jar. If I hadn't painted it white, you would get more of a stained glass effect. So you definitely wanna paint your jar, the background first, so that the colors of the napkin really pop through. You can see that you can move the napkin around a little bit since it's wet, but you want to make sure that you're very gentle with the way you're handling the jar and the napkin. I'm adding more Mod Podge here, and then I'll just wrap that around until the entire jar is covered with the napkin. For this napkin, I'm going to piece it across the back side. So for these vases, there usually is a front and a back. You can trim it exactly and get a very even seam. You can feather it by tearing it, and that creates a sort of feathered look. You can overlap it. Now I'm going to let that dry before I do the top and the bottom. Let's trim off our excess, and then we will just Mod Podge that to the bottom. If you're giving this as a gift, you could finish off the bottom with a little felt circle or even some more of the tissue paper. Just go ahead and cut off the top now, and you can add more Mod Podge across the top just to seal down those bits. Go ahead and trim away those extra pieces there. I'm not wrapping the napkin to the inside because I do want to fill this with water. I'm just sealing that down to the top. And then once that's dry, I'll give it a good top coat. And this will make it very durable. I'm sealing with the Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge. Once it's dry, you're going to be ready to finish it off. Now for this, I'm doing some pearl beads and some twine, but you could tie a ribbon, you could leave it plain, you could add some charms. I'm just tying off that twine, and then I'm adding some pearl beads to the ends and tying a knot to secure them on. Again, this is just my personal preference. I like having a little extra thing hanging on there. I am going to glue and wrap some twine around the top edge there. And again, that's just to finish it off, and it gives it a really nice, cute, polished look. I'm adding a drop of glue there to secure. And then we'll add some glue to the back of the jar vase and wrap that twine around, and then hot glue it again just to secure it into place. For this design today, I'm just going to use some silk flowers, but since this is Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge, feel free to add water and don't worry about it splashing on the outside. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you love this upcycled craft just as much as I do. I think they turned out stunning. My only question to you is which one is your favorite? So drop a comment and let me know. I'll be back here next week with another fun project to share with you. And until then, have a super crafty week. Bye.